What's going on, guys? Back here with another video, and today's video is all about the brand new Apple AirPods. I'm really excited to get hold of these. Thanks to my girlfriend Shanaz, I've been able to get those for my birthday, and I'm able to do a review for you guys. So nevertheless, let's jump right into it. To start off this review, we do have to talk about the big elephant in the room, which is obviously the price tag. The price tag currently stands at around about £159, and if you go up to the AirPods Pro, you're looking at around about £249. Of course, there are differences between the AirPods and the AirPods Pro. The main one that stands out to me is the little bud that you get on the outside of the AirPods Pro. Looks a little bit more like Beats, the Beats pods that you can get. But enough about the AirPods Pro, these are the AirPods. The standard AirPods come with a universal fit, which is for everybody, Siri activation, and up to 5 hours of battery life on one charge, which I think is pretty decent for something that's not connected at all. I think that's a pretty good use. I can't imagine many people using AirPods for over 5 hours without charging, so I think that's quite a good feature to have. With that, you have two options. You either have the wireless charging case, which is £199, or you can have the standard charging case, which is stood at £159. In this case, we have the one with the standard charging because I don't see the point in having an extra £40 on top just for a wireless charging case. So without any further ado, let's crack open the box and see what's inside. So guys, this is what you're greeted with once you take off the top layer, and you have this little designed by Apple in California greeting on the top. I think that's quite nice. It looks very classic. And this is where they keep the instruction manual and how to use it. So we'll just take that out right now. I must note before we go any further with this product that I really like the layout and the presentation of this product. It looks really executive. So after showing you the contents of inside this little pouch thing here, we are going to move on to the AirPods themselves. When you remove the instruction pouch here and remove this little box top lid, you are greeted with the charging case, which is encased in a little plastic cover, which we're going to take off right now. So after you take off the plastic pouch of the case, you are now left with the product itself, which then you can see says designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. Whilst we're on the topic of casings, I've done a review on the earbuds, which look like this, very similar. I'm not going to say too much about them, but if you want to check out the video, I'll put a link in the description so you can check them out. They're just a cheaper alternative of the AirPods, so if you want to have a look, check them out. So when you get your AirPods near a compatible device, this is what is going to come up on your screen. Once you've connected the AirPods to the device, you'll see that it has two different sections here, one telling you how charged the AirPods are and one telling you how charged the case is. Which then leads us on to the charging aspect of the AirPods. As my case is charged by wires, there should be a wire in here. And there is. And you would use that using the USB port, which would be in here, and you would just connect it to the wall as you would the iPhone or the iPad or the Apple Mac or so on, and then just connect that in and put that in there and connect them together. So now that we've got the wire charging the case and the case charging the AirPods, we can see that there's a little flashing light here, which means that they are charging, which is great news. Since they're brand new, I wouldn't have expected anything else. However, what I do really like about this charging case is it has a magnetic kind of feel to it once you shut the lid. It just clips on like that, and I do really like that. It makes it feel much more of a luxury product. And that feeling also becomes apparent when you drop your AirPods into the AirPods charger case. So guys, I've just put the AirPods in, and what we're going to do is we're going to test out the audio quality. So at the moment I've got a song playing on quite quietly, and what I have found is if you take the AirPod out, the song stops, and if you put it back in, the song starts again, which is pretty cool because you don't have to press any buttons. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the song up. You might be able to hear it. You are quite far away as well, so if you can, then it gives you an indication of the volume. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it got really, really loud. What I would say is that it's really strong for a product which is so small. You are paying a lot of money for it, so you would expect that sort of quality, but it is really, really strong. The base itself is pretty superficial, but considering that you have the smallest little audio sections there, it's nothing to be worried about at all. It's really strong. Another cool trick you can do with your AirPods is you can skip backwards and forwards between songs. If you tap your right one twice, you go forward a song. If you tap your left one twice, you go backwards a song, which is pretty cool. As well as those features, you can also do things such as Siri activation and control. So what you can do there is you can change the volume, you can change your song, you can check the AirPods battery life and also the charger's battery life, which is pretty cool. Those sorts of instructions you'll be able to find on the internet of the things you can and can't do. But whilst we're on the topic of features, it must be noted that these AirPods are not waterproof, so please take care whilst using them in the rain. At the moment we're in a current thunderstorm, so I would struggle to use mine out there unless they were covered. This is simply because they do have a lot of holes in different sections and you don't want them clogged up with water and other things such as unclean ears, because obviously that will impact the sound quality that you get. So overall guys, I'm really surprised with this product. They're really good sound quality. They're really easy to use. It's simple, it's effective, it's easy. It looks luxurious. It looks like a classy product. The packaging is classic. I really like not having to use wires because obviously wires are so annoying when you get them tangled and so on. So that's a nice change. The only thing I would say about these is potentially the higher chance that you would lose them because the case is quite small. But nevertheless, they're much, much more useful than having the wires. What I would say is be really, really careful with the handling of these, because if you lose one or break one, it can cost you up to £50 to £60, which is quite a lot of money to lose one AirPod. So guys, that concludes my review of the AirPods by Apple. If you like the video, please give it a subscribe. It really, really does help. You don't understand how important it is for me. If you have any things that you want to ask, any questions, put them in the comments below. And if you can like it, that would really, really be helpful for me for exposure on YouTube, because that's the whole reason that I'm doing this, for you guys and so that you can see my content. So yeah, go and hit that button.